I'll begin with a small, very humorous quote by an American scholar of history. He says, about politics, he says this, and I quote, "The first lesson of politics is to forget the first lesson of history." So I'll repeat that. The first lesson of politics is to forget the first lesson of history. So let's look at another quote. "It is an ominous sign of the time that Indian history is being viewed in official circles in the perspective of recent politics. The official history of the freedom movement of India starts with the premises that India lost independence only in the 18th century and has thus an experience of subjection to a foreign power for only 2 centuries. Real history, on the other hand, teaches us that the major part of India lost independence about 5 centuries before and merely changed masters in the 18th century." Most of you are aware of who said this. This was by Acharya R.C. Majumdar, one of the titans of historical scholarship, and he wrote this. When he says recent politics, he was referring to 1948. So in that period, in 1948-49, the likes of eminent historians like Romila Thapar were not anywhere around the scene. So what happened to the study of Indian history from then on till now is, it's a well-known story and I don't need to repeat it, but in putting it in one line, the enormous politicization and the downfall of history as a discipline, it has been near total, and all of you are familiar with Arun Shauri's book on these eminent historians, the technology line fraud. So, but in practical terms, this politicization of history simply means this. At least 3 generations of our children have learnt this distorted history, false history about their own country and culture, and some specimens, some human incarnations which are the products of this distorted history include the world famous Swara Bhaskar and a gang. So what have been some consequences of this kind of distorted history? And some major themes is that India never had a great civilization and culture. All great elements of Indian civilization and culture was a gift of alien invaders, starting with the Aryans who came from outside. Native Indians were barbaric, they were regressive, they were cowardly, they were spineless, they were weak, and therefore they were invaded repeatedly. So when this kind of absolute nonsense is taught from early school level right up to university, we should not be surprised, we should not be sad that when these kids grow up, they choose to migrate out of India.